Hey guys, Steve here with the 841 Ford again. Got a little crazy last night, Christmas break, so we started tearing into it more. Took the head off, which I did get the one valve unstuck. But we're going to send the head off to the machine shop, get it resurfaced, and the valves relapped, and everything touched up there. I'm going to pull the manifold off, make sure the manifold's okay on the backside. I'll get a new manifold gasket for it. I remember one cylinder had a little rust in it. We honed it out last night. Sprayed it down with some oil so it looks good. Full rotation of the block. No rotation or no noise, no clunking. I'm going to keep stripping it down. I'm going to remove the block today and get the hydraulic pump off, coil and distributor. I'm going to eliminate the coil and go with an electronic ignition system when we start to put this back together. But today's agenda is to get the block pulled so we can get in here and I don't know how well you can see in there, but that's where the clutch is. Fingers are stuck on the clutch, so we're going to redo the clutch. So today we'll be pulling the block. I got the front end pulled off last night. Here's our major problem child here, is where when the tractor was rolled, that's been tweaked, but we can see before it's been welded beforehand and it broke next to their welds. This is probably just from stress from the loader being on. So I have to find another one of these. It was kind of a pain taking all that apart. I really don't want to get one out of a salvage yard because I'd have to take my torches and I'd be there for 8 hours getting one off a parts tractor. So I'm going to try to find one that's already laying in somebody's shop that I can buy for pretty cheap. I could probably re-weld that one, but it's been welded once. There's no sense in doing it again. I pulled my steering sector off, so here's the overdrive, which this is fully engaging, which we don't have to do anything there, thankfully. Here's my transmission casing. This is the only gear that shows wear on it. The rest, as you can see, they're shined up like new. I mean, this tractor has run time, but not a lot of it. This is our first gear here. This is the main problem child. This shows quite a bit of wear and it's got a little bit of slack to it. So we'll see if we can tighten that up. But everything there's good. Then we also took off the rear pump housing. And all that is just in great shape. The oil looks great. Our PTO wasn't working, but it was just gummed up a little bit. So now the PTO engages. When I do turn it over, we do have oil pressure, so the pump is working. And here's the 3-point lift pump, which we removed. This is what sits on top of there. This was all seized up. I got this freed up yesterday morning. And when I freed up the arms while it was still on the tractor, the 3-point arm went down. So I know the pump still holds pressure, which is good. So today's agenda is pull the block. I gotta pull this pulley yet. I'm draining the oil, so it's about done. I'll pull my bucket out, take this filter off. A few brackets to remove yet. The distributor coil and then the pump. And then we'll be getting ready to take the block off. Rainy day today. I was gonna break out the sandblaster and start sandblasting some of these parts down, and then again, I tore into this sector. I had it apart at one time. I think I got video of it. It was a pain putting back together. So if I get time again later today, I'm going to tear it apart again, remove the power steering pump, and try to get this worm shaft here freed up and straightened. I think I'm just going to put it in my press over here and straighten it out the best I can. If I keep tearing these apart, I should get pretty used to rebuilding them, so it won't be too much of a problem. But This one was a pain with this power steering sector in between here. Usually the worm gear just slides on, but this has power steering, so it adds a lot more difficulty to working on something like this. All my splines are in good shape. I got to clean up my my joints there at the other end of my axle, but the main thing today is pulling the block, getting down to the clutch, and seeing more into the transmission casing. I'll pull that other fender off there today too, since it's doing nothing but knocking dirt and rust into our job site. So this covered up so we don't drop nothing in there. I probably won't upload this video until later. It takes a lot of data off my phone to upload a video. I hope to get internet here soon. It's almost the first of the year, almost into the roaring 20s now, so I suppose I should break down and get internet, go back to my computer, and then start making more lengthy videos. And then I can cut and process different videos into one instead of having these short 3 to 5 minute videos for you guys. But anyways, so continue on with this. This is where we're at right now. Today's agenda will be I'll pull the block off of the tractor and go from there. It's Saturday morning, so I should have plenty of time. Keep adding to the pile of junk over there. Guess why I'm standing right here. Here's a little 110 I paid $10 for. It's missing the engine. It was stuck in between 2 gears on the transmission. So we pulled the shifting lever, and then there's 2 little blocks, I'll call them. One was over here in 4th gear, and one was over here in 1st gear. So we aligned the blocks back together, got it to shift back in the neutral, and now it shifts into every gear correctly. The rear end rotates together. Another problem we had was this belt, and this pulley was really binding up on this, but we took the pulley off, I shined it up, put it back on, and it appears to be working. So now we're going to repower this little engine, or this little guy with a different engine, something for my nephews to drive around on. But over the winter time, we're going to start building a to scale 2010 model, make it kind of look like a 2010 utility. Switch out the back tires a little. These things are great to make scale models because of this hood. They follow the 10 and the 20 series. They look identical to that, so build me a little replica model out of that. It's $10, and might as well mess around with it. Over there, I still got the reel mower. Just letting parts soak, letting the chains soak. That stuff I can't find parts for anymore, so I got to use everything I have. But anyways, we'll go back to the 841 Ford PowerMaster. We'll remove the block today, which first requires removing all this and then removing the pump. And I got to remember to order me a pump gasket right along with everything. So stay tuned. We'll get into this housing area here. Take a look at the clutch. I think it's a 10-inch clutch I need. There's a lot of different variations of clutches for these tractors. Figure out which one I need. Hopefully it won't break the bank.